whether they thought that their community's treatment of them was a serious problem, somewhat of a problem, or not a problem at all, okay? So I'm gonna ask you that question before I tell you the stats, because that's more fun, and I'm wondering what you think about it before I tell you what they thought about it. This is probably not a random sample. Anyone who's a researcher is gonna agree with me, right? This is not necessarily a random sample, but I do wanna ask you that, okay? We won't talk about Baltimore because no one wants to throw their own community under the bus, but in general, in communities around America, raise your hand if you think that the treatment of single people in communities around America is a serious problem. Raise your hand if you think it's, wait, keep your hands up if you raise serious problem. Now also raise your hand if you think it's somewhat of a problem. This is awesome. We have like almost 100%. Okay, look around. The default, if you didn't raise your hand, is that you think it's not really a problem at all. Okay, so when we asked single men and women, we actually got less than you here, which is also good news. Right? We got 79% of them, so just around 80% of them felt like the treatment of single men and women in their own community was a serious problem or somewhat of a problem. So that's going to be the launching point for the next question I'm going to ask the fantastic panelists up here. Just to tell you a story about what we mean, right? When single people talk about, both in the survey and in the interviews, what does it mean that they felt like treatment of them was a problem? I want to tell you actually the second part of that story from Levy earlier, right? When Levy said that quote about 90% versus 10%, I didn't give you the context. She was actually coming off a story that she was telling about, she was in this out-of-town community on her own, again, and she went to shul with one of her friends. So the friend walks into shul with the sheitel, she walks in with her buddy. They're both new to the shul, and she said a woman from the welcoming committee of the shul comes over and talks to her friend with the sheitel and tells her all the amazing initiatives that the shuls are doing for families, etc., etc. And then she looks at Levy and turns and walks away. Right, again, back to Rabbi Howard's point. Did the person mean to punch her in the gut? Don't worry, we're gonna get back to the 1 year later, upcoming question, spoiler alert. Right, but those are the kinds of things that single people were expressing again and again, that they wanted to feel equally welcome in communities. They wanted to feel a sense of belonging and the potential to be able to contribute to their communities.